I'm Louise Scott and I'm the Direct Services Manager here at South Derbyshire CVS. Before COVID, our Befriending service was open to any vulnerable adults over 18 living within our society who were feeling lonely or socially isolated in some way. And our volunteer befrienders would support them either through face-to-face home visits or contacts in the community, or we had a few telephone befrienders. The majority of befriending was done either through face-to-face visits or through our befriending groups, so it was very much in-person contact. Since COVID, that got turned on its head, and the majority of our befriending at the moment is being done via the telephone, so telephone calls to people that are feeling lonely and just a bit of company and a chat over the phone. We'd always got a waiting list for befriending. It's a really sought after service because I think people get support with other things, you know, if they need carers or they need medical intervention, they get that. What people who are stuck in the house for whatever reason are really missing is that social contact.
Hi, so my name's Colleen Hempson, and normally I'm the Community Relations Manager at East Midlands Airport. For a period of time I found myself furloughed. I made a decision to do some volunteering. It's something quite close to my heart and something that we promote at work, but this was a chance to do something in my own local community, which was lovely. So I contacted the CVS and I knew that they would be able to connect me with some kind of volunteering. And I think the biggest demand at the time was befriending. Got some training, which was really helpful, quite a lot of support from the team, and started to make some phone calls. And it's fascinating because you don't know who you're going to speak to, you don't know their situation, you have no idea what you're going to get on the other side of the phone until you actually make that call.
Behind the scenes, we actually find out a bit about the people that we're going to be working with, the service user and the volunteer, and we try really hard, especially with our face-to-face visits, to match people that are going to get on.
So I had a lady who was the same sort of age as my dad, so I felt quite a strong connection to her quite quickly because my dad passed away 2 years ago, and she's just so lovely. You know, she's so grateful for absolutely anything that you do for her.
What do you think she's got out of it then?
You know, I think she feels like there's somebody looking out for her. We'll call her and they're getting her prescription sorted and they're getting her food shopping and she's having people looking in on her, and I think she just feels very well cared for.
Hi, you're Meg, aren't you?
I am.
And how long have you been volunteering for South Derbyshire CVS?
16 years.
And what sort of volunteering have you done during that time?
Well, I started off in the office doing reception work, and I do lunch club and befriending.
So you obviously enjoy volunteering.
I do.
Meg. What do you enjoy about volunteering and what do you get out of it?
I think I get out of it the pleasure that the people are on their own, and they get the pleasure of them sort of seeing them come out, because some of them it's the only time they go out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to me, myself, I don't know, it just gives me something. I just like it. It makes me laugh. I laugh with them. And to see them laugh is good, because I think laughter is really good.
I think the volunteers get an awful lot out of it. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
I think there's something really nice about giving back to society. I always say to volunteers there's got to be a benefit to them, and so it's really important that they enjoy what they do, and I think befriending particularly gives a lot back to the volunteer. I think it's really important for service users to have somebody go and visit them who's not paid to, and you know, the volunteers are just crucial to the work. We couldn't do it without them. I think what surprised me is how well the staff team in the direct services have adjusted to working from home and how much we've been able to deliver. Befriending is important because people need to be connected with other people. For a lot of people, that the TV actually might be the main contact with people that they have during the week. So having an actual person, take the time out to go and spend with them, to listen to what they've got to say, to take the outside world into their home and just be there just for them for an hour or so. Not having to do anything, just having to be with someone is really invaluable. What have you enjoyed about going to befriending groups and having contact with volunteers, Edith? What's been good about that?
I think it's lovely, it really is, because it for one thing, it stops you feeling sorry for yourself, because you realise then just how lucky you are. And, you know, lovely family and then lovely friends. What more could you want?
How has it been having that support from the CVS? Has it
Oh, wonderful.
been helpful?
Oh, it really is. I can't appreciate it more if I could. It's so good.
One of the chaps I spoke to, he had lost his wife before COVID, so he'd lost his wife a couple of years ago, and was incredibly lonely, very, very lonely, and just wanted a friend. I think he really enjoyed just having someone to talk to, and he would just talk about her all the time. And, you know, that's what you're there to do, just listen to what they want to say. And one of my ladies that I rang, very similar situation, she'd lost her husband, and, you know, when I spoke to her, I could tell she was still mourning. She would cry on the phone talking about her husband, and it was heartbreaking. And, you know, over the weeks, she would still talk about him every single week. She would tell me about his death. She was going through that process, and the more she spoke about his death, the more she could do it without crying. And eventually, you know, she didn't speak about his death to me every week anymore, because I think she'd just got it off her chest. I encouraged her to reach out and get some bereavement counselling, which she did do, but then she said to me, I still like to talk to you, you know, Colleen, you're just normal. I just like it. When I finish my conversations with you, I just feel better, I feel happier. And I don't actually really talk, I just listen to her. I think the best bit is actually feeling like you're making a difference. I didn't realise how much of a difference it would make to somebody to have someone, a complete stranger, to talk to. But, you know, sometimes you think it's not such a big deal, but then you'll get some feedback from them and you'll realise that you're quite important in their life, and you think, well, how can that be? I'm just a voice on the other end of a phone. But yeah, it's nice to feel needed.
So if somebody was watching the video and they wanted to help, what could they do?
Contact us. You know, I think just contact us, have a conversation with us, and find out more. And we you know, there's lots of ways people can volunteer in all of our services.
I'd say definitely ring up, make your first inquiry, and someone like Louise would come out and see them. And once they've had a chat and found out what can be done, you know, definitely. For the family, not just for the person. Someone to talk to about different things. Yeah. You know, it's certainly there, knowing somebody's there.
It's lovely, because you've brought so much into my life alone, let alone how many more. It's lovely to look forward to something.